It's 3:04 in the morning, you didn't set an alarm, nothing woke you up. No noise, no dream, no obvious reason, and yet somehow your eyes just open. Here's the strange part. Ask 10 different people when they randomly wake up during the night, and an unsettling number of them will give almost the exact same answer. Not 1 a.m., not 5 a.m., somewhere in that eerie window between 2 and 4 in the morning. For centuries, people called this the witching hour. They blamed ghosts, bad dreams, or even guilt. But what if the real explanation has nothing to do with anything supernatural at all, and everything to do with a hidden clock running inside your brain, one that's been ticking since before you were born? By the end of this video, you'll never look at your 3 a.m. wake up the same way again. Millions of people experience this every single week. You fall asleep just fine. The first few hours feel deep, heavy, almost like sinking, then out of nowhere you're awake. Your mind suddenly becomes alert, thoughts start racing. Sometimes they're about work, sometimes about money, sometimes about nothing you can even explain. The harder you try to force yourself back to sleep, the more awake you feel. Most people assume it's stress, or too much screen time, or maybe that late cup of coffee, but here's the twist. Even people with calm, low-stress lives report the exact same pattern. That raises a strange question. If it isn't stress, what keeps waking you up at almost the exact same time, night after night? The answer lives in something scientists call your circadian rhythm, an internal control tower inside your brain that quietly decides when you feel sleepy and when you feel alert. Sleep isn't one smooth, uninterrupted event. It moves through repeating cycles that last roughly 90 minutes, shifting between deep sleep and lighter sleep over and over throughout the night. During the early morning hours, two important things happen at the same time. Your body temperature, which has been gradually dropping all night, reaches its lowest point. At the same time, melatonin, the hormone that helps keep you asleep, slowly begins to fade. For a brief period, your body enters a transition zone, moving from deep, heavy sleep into a lighter stage that's much easier to interrupt. During this fragile window, it takes almost nothing to wake you up. A small sound, a dream, or even a quiet worry that was already sitting in the background of your mind. Your brain isn't malfunctioning. It's simply becoming slightly more aware of the world around it for a few minutes. Take Sarah, a 34-year-old teacher. She falls asleep almost instantly most nights. Then, almost like clockwork, she wakes up around 3 a.m. The moment she opens her eyes, her mind jumps straight to her to-do list. Emails, bills, something she said the day before that keeps replaying in her head. It feels like her brain picked the worst possible time to start worrying. But that's not what's actually happening. She isn't waking up because the problem suddenly became bigger overnight. She's waking up because her body naturally drifted into a lighter stage of sleep, and her mind is finally quiet enough to notice thoughts that were already there. 3 a.m. doesn't create the worry. It simply removes the noise that was hiding it. Here's something almost nobody talks about. Some historians believe that before electric lighting existed, many humans naturally slept in two separate blocks during the night. They would have a first sleep, then spend an hour or so quietly awake in the middle of the night, and then return to a second sleep until morning. During that quiet period, people didn't panic. They didn't immediately check the time because accurate personal clocks didn't exist. They would pray, think, talk softly with a partner, or simply rest peacefully in the darkness. This idea is still debated among researchers, and much of the evidence comes from old journals, letters, and historical writings rather than direct scientific proof. Even so, it's a fascinating possibility. That mysterious 3 a.m. wake-up might not be a flaw in your body at all. It could be a forgotten rhythm that your brain never completely left behind. So what actually helps if this happens to you? The biggest mistake most people make is reaching for their phone. That bright screen immediately tells your brain it's time to become alert, exactly when it's trying to drift back towards sleep. Instead, stay in the dark. Keep your eyes closed, even if you don't feel sleepy yet. Try breathing in slowly for 4 counts, holding your breath for 4 counts, and breathing out for 6 counts. Repeat that 5 or 6 times. This isn't just another relaxation trick. It gives your mind one simple, predictable task instead of allowing it to wander through endless worries. And if a stressful thought appears, try changing the way you describe it. Instead of saying, "I have a problem," quietly tell yourself, "My brain found a leftover thought." That small shift makes it much less likely that your mind will spiral into full alertness. This happens most nights and you're staying awake for 20 or 30 minutes or longer. It's a good idea to mention it to your doctor instead of simply trying to push through it. Here's Here's what we've learned. That 3 a.m. wake-up isn't random. It doesn't automatically mean something is wrong with you. It's your body moving through a natural shift in temperature, hormones, and sleep depth. For a few delicate minutes, your mind becomes just alert enough to notice a passing thought and just awake enough to remember it. And maybe, just maybe, it's echoing an ancient rhythm that once felt completely normal. Production note: introduce a subtle ambient room tone or soft low hum beneath the closing narration. So the next time your eyes open in the middle of the night for no obvious reason, don't reach for your phone. Don't check the time. Just lie quietly in the darkness and remember this. Humans have been experiencing moments like this for thousands of years. You're not broken. You're not alone. You're simply awake for a brief moment inside a rhythm far older than you ever imagined. If this happens to you too, tell me what time your eyes usually wake up. I have a feeling many of us are following the very same clock.